Huh?
You know what 137 is?
It's like the FRQ extra practice where you always just do one extra FRQ from like a list. It's not like one page. It's just like a random extra FRQ that you got to like choose.
Oh yeah. So it can be any.
Like there was like a list on the slideshow. I was looking at it last period because I was so confused. But it was like there was like a list of FRQs you could choose from to do as practice.
Isn't it just like the back side?
And you just had to do one of them.
I think I did every other one. I did. Well, I'm thinking if I turn them tight as multiple, we didn't have to do all of them in it. And then you can just count them. I don't think we had to do all of them. We didn't have to do all the 22. Right, 137. I don't know which one you had to do, but this one has both sides found. So this one that was 137. Can we come and share that a little? No. We can maintain a priority complex, so I don't think that. But yes, we can.
I guess I should probably put my name.
I didn't put 137.
Hello.
Because you know when boyfriend feels it actually went somewhere? It was really weird for me. We can cross that bridge when we get. We just can't be friends anymore. I'm really doing that. Not mine, or this. It would be weird.
Wait, is this just any extra FRQ?
I'm pretty sure, yes, pretty much.
I literally just found one in my binder and I'm turning it in.
Why shouldn't I be? I guess.
I want to steal the mic. I'm stealing this. ACT practice.
Feeling better.
Alright, we're looking schnaz. Sure. What are we doing today? I don't know. I got no idea.
I don't know.
How's it going? Is this stuff today?
Actually, maybe he made me stay, I don't know. If we're doing
Do you think it's
something.
worth a shot, though?
Yeah, he should.
Definitely, yeah, dude. Good to see you.
You should definitely ask.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, it's our cross. It's always a joke, but I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I have it.
What's this? I mean, it's pretty good meat. I'd say it's pretty good.
Wait, Ben, did you bring?
Okay, first up, on Google Classroom, I asked for one of those FRQs you guys did before the AP exam. As I said, I'd try to give you some more points for those. So you should have already had that done, but if you numbered it the way I asked you to, that should be 137, and that can be different for different people.
I left my phone. I did not think you did.
One of the older versions.
That's not gonna help.
Thanks, Scott.
What was that? I didn't know my thing. Was that just like the
137 was, there was 2 FRQs that I'll let you pick which ones you wanted to do. That was one of them. Not one that everyone had to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's the back of one of the FR2 pages.
Senior.
I forgot in my binder, so I'll put it in my gallery.
Okay, I mean, it's open in Google Classroom, so.
Would that be one of them?
Yes. That was not a required one, so.
Wisconsin. This is like one. So this is one.
Ben, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
That might be one of them.
Don't speak to me.
I'll have to check.
You know, after we get supplies from.
Can I sit next to Jeffrey?
We didn't bring anything for.
I'm actually gonna ask y'all to move to that side of the room in a minute, so.
Can I sit next to him over there?
I just
Sure.
think we
Yeah.
have to actually make it reading all the time.
Oh, so sad. It's Phil's birthday.
We've already got 3 deep. I know, like, you'd think you'd want to be here today.
We can go get art supplies. On the side?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do just a few questions of ACT practice, like I promised you that I would get together for you guys today. And just to kind of mix it up a little bit, we're going to do the unfair game along with that. So you can either be in pairs as a team, or you can play on your own team if you want to. Either one is fine. If you're in a pair, it actually will not be an advantage because I've got a twist to it. So, if you're playing by yourself, put your name above one of these, and if you're playing in a pair, put both of your names above one of these.
Pairs? Okay, so it's like I'm playing alone.
Pairs or it's fine if you want to be by yourself.
Okay.
I have the comfy chair. I don't want to.
So I have to look at your makeup in class.
No, not right now. You got advisory for that stuff.
Ready?
I think this is the one.
No, I'm gonna say.
funny.
Oh.
Yes.
I was like, I should have.
You know, Debo?
Yeah.
How do you spell your name? C-H-I.
There's no way. The 20s.
Can you join us, please?
Yep.
Okay, y'all need to move to that side of the room. I don't know. I just follow this. You need to be in front of the TV.
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, you need to move more to that side of the room, please. You'll need to be in front of the TV at some point. Okay, everybody get on the board by yourself or in the pair. Everyone's name is up there. Alright, this is going to be no calculator to make it fair. And we need a pencil. Move it over though. So we're gonna do just a couple questions at a time. The first one is 4 questions. So once everyone has one, I'll set a 4-minute timer. And then whichever team has the highest score will be the ones that get to vote on whether they keep or give the points. Okay.
Happy birthday, George.
Happy birthday.
If you're by yourself, however many questions you get right is your score for that. But if you're in a pair, you'll have to average.
Stop talking like that's a low score.
Because I ran out of time on it.
You got those rules?
I don't know, who's talking to me, but I know.
You're gonna need your own, you're this chair, but you need somewhere that you can sit, right?
It's actually not that bad for my first time. I just got mad that I ran out of time. It was just frustrating because I could have literally gotten like a 36 on the math. I ran out of time.
Take 16 and
It's hard for everyone.
Leave you understand how you feel.
Double digits.
It's amazing to be in double digits.
Hey, speaking of it,
Mr. Thompson, did you hear about the 11-year-old taking the VC exam?
Oh my gosh, that's not that
He took
bad.
ACT.
Yeah, that's Matt's brother.
you got boy place on ACT.
Oh my god.
He's like,
well, I got
the
Not him.
Actually, the number one when I saw that.
I wonder if it's too messy.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 4 questions, 4 minutes. You can't work with your partner if you're in a team. You have to do it solo. Again, if you are solo, then the score you get will determine on if you have points to give or take away. But if you're in a pair, you're gonna have to average them. So if one person gets 4 and one person gets 2, as a team you get 3. And I guess I'd pause the timer at some point, so you're getting extra time on this one. course, there's no penalty for wrong guesses, so when the timer gets low, you should at least make an educated guess. Okay, and stop. Well, okay, turn it down. Okay, so let's talk about the answers first. So keep your pencils put away so you can update it. I know this is high stakes. So you need to count up how many of these you got right, and then afterwards figure out what your team got. So looks like every team has 2 people, so it's going to be the average of those. So top left, I got K. Top right, I got K. Bottom left, F. Bottom right, E. So get the average of you and your partner's score. Did any team have an average of 4 points? Good. Okay. All the teams got an average of 4 points. Any team have an average of 3.5 points?
Average of what?
3.5. So one person got 4, one person got 3. Okay, so these will be the 2 teams that get to give or take away points. So one person needs to work the whiteboard over there, put a check by those 2 team names.
Oh, but then the point values are like unknown.
Correct.
That's the.
So it's like, you could plug in, when you see last one, it would be like that.
Okay, but I don't want to get into it.
We want to.
Okay, y'all are both keeping it?
Oh, it's we spin the
Wait.
dice. Do we
Yes.
keep it?
No.
Okay.
Hey, if you want to
Wait,
give it
we're
to
not gonna
us,
keep
if
it.
you want to give it to us, we'll say.
Put the check on the team you want to give the points to them. They're choosing to keep, so put a check by theirs,
Okay.
and then put a check by wherever your team wants to put it.
Wait, we don't, oh, we have to, okay.
Yeah, you can put it next to T6 if you want.
Wait, no.
Yeah, perfect. You did a great
We
job.
wanna be at 0, right?
No, it's most points wins.
Okay.
Well, it could be a negative, it could be a negative.
All right.
Then there's a
Roll a die.
All right, first one is going to be the number of points. 1 point. Heads will be positive and tails will be negative. Negative. So -1 for both those things.
Neg 1. Dang, nabbit.
Thanks for not giving us that one.
Let's do them right. How do you know if this one is?
Okay, so if y'all would look those over for a second.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which one do you go
So that's what you want.
Okay, give me a second to find the questions up here. This document, so these are either real ACT release questions or like someone changed the numbers or slightly changed the question. So like maybe instead of asking about perimeter, they switched it to ask about area or something like that. So there's a lot of questions on this, so it'll take me a second to get to them. It'll be quicker next time.
Just thinking about sounding close. Why are you like? I lose.
All right, there we go. Does that look like the right question?
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody who got question 34 correct, I'm going to ask you to volunteer to come up here and work it out for us. Show us what you did. Okay, go for it. I'll tell you how to do it. Your hands are working? Yeah. Okay, yeah, press this button, then annotate, and then pick up the pen, and you can change the colors and stuff over there. Okay, so if you missed this one or you got lucky, then you should try to learn from what he says.
Okay, so if you're trying to find this length right here, you can go ahead and label it. Oops. How do I erase?
You have to click the eraser first.
So you can like label this.
Still no eraser. No.
Alright, you can label this as X, which is what I did. And then you can go ahead and label like this height as Y. Just two variables, doesn't really matter. And so you can kind of take the equation of if you're trying to find this, you have an opposite over adjacent relationship, so that's going to be a tangent relationship. Really bad handwriting. So you take tangent 39 degrees equals, and you have your opposite, which is 147, over x. So you're trying to find this. So you could do this, and then you could take 147 equals tangent 39 times x, and then you could divide tangent 39. So that would cancel. You would get 147 over tangent 39. That's your answer. That's really easy.
Okay, sounds good. So he set up a SOHCAHTOA equation and then solved it. Any questions? Y'all see what to do? Now, setting up SOHCAHTOA equation is going to be a lot quicker if you guys took pre-calc, because we did that a ton in pre-calc. But okay, somebody else want to share your work with the next one, the next 34? Okay, go for it, Jeff.
Alright, so it's the same thing. We have a tangent thing where like this, since this hypotenuse, we won't have sine or cosine.
Look at little pins on the side.
On the left side of the
Alright,
I'll be pretty big, young guy.
so yeah, so we have this one and this one. So it'll be tangent. Tangent.
Why is it tangent?
Because we're not dealing with the hypotenuse. So
Okay.
that's just how I know that we're dealing with tangent.
So another SOHCAHTOA equation.
Yeah. And then we're doing tangent of 60 because that's our thing. And it equals our opposite, which is our unknown variable, over 500. And then tangent of 60, we gotta go back to unit circle. So I think of it as sine over cosine. So sine at 60 is square root of 3 over 2 over cosine, which is 1/2. And then dividing by 1/2 is the same as multiplying by 2.
Why is it over 1/2?
Because it's sine over cosine.
Where's 1/2?
The cosine.
Oh, okay, got it.
So this is sine at 60 degrees. This is cosine at 60 degrees.
Got it.
And then since it's dividing by 1/2, it's multiplying by 2. So this goes away, and that goes away. So we have the square root of 3 equals x over 500, and then multiply both sides by 500. And we get x is equal to 500 times the square root.
Yes, Colton?
Can't you just say times since it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, can't you just see that it would be whatever the base is times square root of 3 since it's a 30, 60, 90?
Okay, so that's a good tip. So a lot of times with ACT, like a lot of these questions can be worked more than one way, and the more ways you guys know to work them, the more options you have. The more options you have, the more likely you are to pick a quick way to do that. So what Colton was referring to, does this show up over there? Oh no.
What's up?
Hold on, I lost it. It's fine. I'll come. Oh no, I need this fixed for that anyway. What's the code up there? 161.
171,680.
One 171,684.
Yep.
You got everything you want to know.
Okay, so here is the shortcut Colton was talking about. So these are the type of things that can save you some time if you're trying to, just because you can work this, sometimes there's quicker ways to work it. So there's two types of special right triangles, a 30, 60, 90 and a 45, 45, 90. The 30, 60, 90 has a ratio for every one opposite the smallest angle. There's 1 square root of 3 opposite the next biggest side, which is opposite the next biggest angle. And then the biggest side is what? 2. So he recognized that this was a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So if the side opposite 30 is 1, the side opposite 60 is 1 square root of 3. If the side opposite 30 is 500, then the side opposite 60 would be 500 square root of 3. So if you know that special right triangle ratio relationship, this guy, that saves you quite a bit of time. Likewise, you can also memorize the tangent values. Did any of y'all do that last year in pre-cal? There's only there's not that many tangent values. In the middle of each quadrant, it's either 1 or -1, depending on if tangent's positive or negative. All the values near the x-axis are square root of 3 over 3, but tangent is negative in some quadrants. And then the ones near the y-axis are what? Just square root of 3, which is what we used in the last one. But some of them are negative because of the quadrants. So there's really only 3 things you need to memorize. The ones near the x-axis are divided by 3, the ones near the y-axis are not divided by 3, and the ones in the middle are 1. So that would also save you some time doing the sine divided by cosine stuff. But just an option. Okay, so hopefully you can take something out of that to make that easier for you next time. Okay. Anybody different would like to volunteer for the bottom left one? Okay, go for it.
Okay.
You gotta click the button and do annotate first if you're gonna write.
All right, class. So before I start any of these, I begin by reminding myself Sokotoa.
That was also pretty like fast, right?
I've done it many times. So, Sokotoa. So, what do we have here? We have this angle, we have a hypotenuse, and then we have some opposite angle of it. So, hey, oh, I know what it is. Opposite over hypotenuse, folks.
Mr. Henry, I can't see the board.
My bad, sorry. Okay. Opposite is 10 over.
Why is it opposite?
So my value is here, is x. Do you really know this one? Okay. So if this is my value here, the opposite of this one is there. And my hypotenuse is the longest angle in a triangle. Okay. It is right here. And so my opposite is 10 and my hypotenuse is that what we're trying to find?
No, 26.
We're trying to find the angle.
Okay, perfect.
Harrison, you really not this one?
Well, so now we know it's gonna be sine, right? So sine of some angle, let's call it h for no apparent reason. Sine of h, and then I don't know, it's just kind of like the little inverse sign is this little thing, and then once you flip it around, you get like sine -1 of then this value, 10/26 is. Why do we do the little -1? And then you get, yeah, f.
Why do we do the -1?
So you get f. Yep.
Harrison.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Why do
Well, I
we-
mean, yeah, because like once you change it, like that's how you like change it up. It's like
If you want, if you want the angle, you plug in like the two sides.
Yes.
Yeah, the -1 is for inverse. You use inverse if you're trying to find angles. Regular sine, cosine, tangent to find sides. Inverse sine, inverse cosine, or inverse tangent to find angles.
Appreciate it. And you y'all okay with that one?
Good job.
Do it.
Don't break a leg.
Don't kill it.
Okay, somebody want to do the next one? Okay. You need to click the little button up there to let me in. I don't know why it's disconnected.
This
But
one?
no, top left. Do you see there's a person trying to get in?
There you go.
Okay, so it says. Yeah. Okay, so it's told that sine of c equals 45, so that means opposite over hypotenuse of c equals 4 over 5, so then you'll say, and what's the length of AC, so you'll go 10 over something equals 4/5. And to make this true, you would put 12.5 because 10 divided by 4, that would be 2.5. If you multiply 2.5 times 5, you get 12.5, which is also equal to 25 halves.
Wow.
Do you have a quicker way to work it?
Yeah, so it's the length of the hypotenuse and 25 over 2 is the only one that's longer than 10.
Yep.
And the hypotenuse is what?
The longest one.
Yep.
Longest one, guys.
Hypotenuse biggest side. There's only one side bigger than 10.
Okay.
Y'all okay with that? Okay, let's move on to do a different page then. So most of those had to do with SOHCAHTOA equations. They're all kind of themed.
Just go to Warmont. Literally been this whole year. This whole class is just want you so good.
I only knew that.
I'm worried.
It can't be.
What are you
This is all, how to take the
What do you like?
Trying like high five me? Like what you
There you
doing?
go.
I need to see one more than you turned in.
So it's doing a great check like for all the stage directions and then doing a great check on those here.
Yeah, just go to the library.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's fine.
Nobody uses it.
Like that is very
Like, bro,
I can't believe it.
towards that's out there.
Like, the cut is at 4.
Or wait, no, 3.5.
Okay, our next one is
I feel like you
4 questions, and I've started the timer. 4 questions, 4 minutes. So again, your team has to have the highest average or tied for the highest average to pick or give away points. And these questions may be themed as well. I'm not sure. Just like the last page, you did SOHCAHTOA on every question. Don't think you need SOHCAHTOA, but. past 4 minutes. Okay. Go ahead and stop. I need to see which one y'all did. Alright, pencils down, no more working. Okay, so first off, here's the answers. So you need, since you can't write anymore, go ahead and keep up with, well, you can write after we figure out who's got the highest one. But top left, I got K. Top right, I got D as in dog. And the bottom two, I got C as in cat. So, figure out your average. KD.
Oh, I love
This. I got everyone. 104,
Okay, 18 good. An average of 4. Both people got all 4 right. Any team, everybody got all 4 right. Okay, any team have an average of 3.5? Just y'all? Okay, so who do you want to give the points to?
Let's just give it to ourselves.
Okay. Hillary, you want to update the board for us? Okay, so first off, how many points? 6. Heads is positive, tails is negative. Tails.
I told you it was gonna happen.
-6 for them, please.
That's actually pretty funny.
Okay, let me find that page. What's weird is they both have been negative today for y'all, and last class every time was a negative as well.
I have a penny in my pocket.
Use it.
Yeah.
You just passed it.
I passed it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get that up to the head.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I feel like 20 is a little bit harder to get what they're trying to get at, but does anyone want to try to explain why they think it's none of those? Okay, go for it.
Do I even have to go there?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, so first, like right off the bat, you're given like 2 side lengths, and you're asked to find another side length. Like you could use like Pythagorean theorem, but then
Wait, it's not a right triangle though.
exactly. So it's not a right triangle, and then also because you're not given an angle, you can't use law of sines or law of cosines, so therefore you can't determine another size.
Okay, but could the other side have a side length of 0?
No, because it has to be a triangle.
Could the other side have a length of 0.1?
Yeah, if we had the angle E.
Okay, square root of 30. I know I told you to do this without a calculator. But square root of 30 is about 5.5. You guys think you can make a triangle out of lengths 3, 5.5, and 0.1?
No.
So here's what I think they're trying to test you on. Here's the geometry thing I think you're supposed to remember. Let's say one length is 2, one length is 3, and the other length is 5. Do you see how the only way to connect those is if they're all on top of each other?
Yeah.
2, 3, and 5?
Yeah.
So that's not going to make much of a triangle if all 3 lines are on top of each other, right? So the 2 smaller sides, you need one of these to be a little bit bigger. So the 2 smaller sides have to add to be bigger than the third side for it to make a triangle. You remember that in geometry? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 3, 5.5, this one could be 3 because the 2 smaller sides would add to be bigger than the biggest side. 5.5 over here, 2 smaller sides add to be bigger than the biggest side. So you can't have any length you want to, but all of those lengths are possible, and they didn't give you enough information. So, but this is what they're testing you. You can only make a triangle if the two smaller sides add to be bigger than the biggest side.
Mr. Townsend.
Yes.
Not on this one, but on bottom left, why is it 104 and not 156?
Yes.
Because it's in feet, not inches, so you have to do the 1 to 1.5 ratio.
I don't know. Somebody didn't read the question very carefully.
Wait, so
But we'll get to it in just a second. Let's do this one first. Okay, somebody want to volunteer how to come up with the perimeter of that one? Mark, go ahead. You haven't done one yet.
Mark.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. So, they want the diagonal. So first thing, we're given somewhere between here, 920, right? So go 920 over 4 because we want to find these sides. We do the 920 gets like 230. So great, now we know each side is 230. So this is 230, this is 230. Now diagonals. So diagonals is always Pythagorean theorem because right triangles.
How do you guys do?
230 because so perimeter is 920, right?
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, divide by 4. So we do our 230 squared plus 230 squared equals c squared, but 230 squared is 2 top, so it's goes by 2 times 230 squared equals c squared, but I don't know what's the square of 230, so I'm just going to take the square root of all of that. So I'm going to get square root 2 times 230 equals c. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to approximate. But what I know, it cannot be these, and it cannot be the bottom one because the square root of 2 is smaller than 2, and this is like, I think it's twice as big as this, or something like that. So the only correct answer I get is like somewhere there. I cannot see.
320.
Yeah, 320.
Okay, any follow-up questions to that? Okay, so bottom left, Jeff, do you want to make your argument?
Yeah, I'll make my argument.
Okay, so walk us through the first part and then tell us why you think the answer should be something different.
How do you replace it all off?
Little trash bag.
The little trash bag? Okay. So, we're trying to solve a fence on the perimeter, so we need all of the perimeter. So we just add 28 to 16 to 40, and then we need this one. So we know that we can make a little line here. And then we know that 40 minus 28 is 12. We know that this is 16. And then we can do the Pythagorean, where 12 squared plus 16 squared. That goes out to 400. And then the square root of 400 is 20. So we know that this is 20. And then so we have 20 plus 28 plus 16 plus 40. And it gets 104. But we want it in feet, not inches. And this is 1 inch represents 1.5 feet. So I set it as a ratio of 1, so 1.5 equals, we have inches, which is 104. That's the number when you add them all up. And then over x. And then you solve for x to get 156. And that is why I think it's 156.
Wait, do you agree with that?
I also think it's 156, but you can also do it without having to do the Pythagorean theorem. You can just add up 28, 16, and 40. That equals 84 times 1.5, and that equals 126, but since you haven't added that last diagonal piece, you know it has to be greater than that, so it's 156.
Okay. Sounds good. So the answer should have been 156. So update that on your page. Somebody didn't read the question very carefully. So I guess my question to y'all, I know these are like release questions or like slightly modified release questions. Is the ACT questions usually this wordy, like where you have to read a paragraph before you get?
Yeah. They have like multiple questions.
Yeah, this will be like the one. I bet if there's like a question like
Some of the math sections are like straight up reading sections. Like question like 20 through 45.
Oh,
it's
20
just
to
like,
41.
it's so like.
So hard with time.
Well, that was my fault.
No.
Okay, one more. Somebody we haven't heard from yet want to tell us how to do 35 or go up there and do it for us?
Oh, I thought you were volunteering.
No.
You should.
No, I should.
I think you need to get a fresh one. Here, I'll get it.
He said someone new, but I'll go with him.
Okay, go for it, Colton. You can do it.
It's the same thing that it said last. It's another special.
Yeah.
That's fine. They need to hear the other one too.
You should. You would do great. You.
Okay, so we can kind of just ignore all this and realize that here, wait, that this is going to make a special right triangle because these two sides are equivalent, and we know this is a 90-degree angle. We know that it'll be a 45, 45, 90 triangle, and those the hypotenuse will equal to whatever the two side lengths was times the square root of 2. So the answer is 5 square root of 2.
Woo.
So I want to know, Colton, do you think that I ever taught too fast this year?
Huh?
Did you think that I would teach too fast this year? Because you teach way faster than me. You're very quick. Did y'all hear this? Did y'all hear this ratio for this other special right triangle?
You go 1, 1 square root of 2.
For every one opposite 45, there's one opposite 45 and one square root of 2 opposite 90.
That's the 1.
So if this is 5, this is 5 times bigger, and this is 5 times bigger. Or you could do Pythagorean theorem, but that's going to take you a little bit more time. It seems like they really reward y'all for knowing those special right triangle ratios. Like you might be able to trim off some time. Okay. Okay, let's try another one.
That was so long ago.
Alright, this one has 6 questions, so this will be our last one for today.
6 questions.
Keep up to the score.
Oh, no, we
We'll do it on Thursday. Well, Monday's the only normal day next week. Tuesday through Friday are final exams. We don't have the final
Kind of break my ears.
I did.
You guys are about to have like 3 months out of school.
I want to get it started early. Yeah, son. How do you get out? It's like student principal won't let us go.
No, 3 to the power of 3. I heard 2 to the power of 3.
She said 0. I'm done on Friday. I'm gonna sleep all summer long. I'm ready to do stuff. Actually, I have to work.
Okay, one more page for today. Y'all ready to start? 3, 2, 1. I think all the questions on this page are themed as well. and time disadvantage. Okay, about time for educated guesses. 10 seconds. Okay, so answer for top left, I got F, top right, K, middle left, H, middle right, B, bottom left, B, bottom right, G. Any of those you want me to repeat? Okay, so out of 6, figure out your average between your groups.
So we go quiet. Let's go.
Don't come confusing so much. I don't understand what it means.
I feel like I have, if I had a similar time on the ACG map, I
this one
would
is
easily, but I was so
Yeah, I just did not understand what they
Okay,
wanted.
any team have an average of 6. Most people got all 6 right?
Yeah, I was still.
Anybody got an average of 5.5?
Sucks.
Okay, then I guess y'all get to pick the points. Okay, everyone keep. Okay, and we're looking at a 3-point change. Subtract.
Hold on, you said it's been negative all day long?
It's been negative.
I have an actual penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's use that one.
Now let's see. Look, the next one was fine. So yeah, you lost 3 points.
But it says heads though, so I think we get those big points.
It says tails.
Yeah, but you looked again. So.
I did. I know. That's why. That's the only reason I said heads.
Actually, no, let's stop it. We're not winning.
Okay, let me find the page here. Well, the real prize you're after is the ACT anyway. So, did you all get your ACT scores back from the in-school one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were they what you expected?
Yeah.
I hate circles. Those physics are bad.
We had one yesterday, it was bad.
I almost was so close to getting one.
Yeah, what, we have
I don't know what
and then we have a max.
I'm gonna be sitting somewhere, so.
What did you do?
But it's a lot, so. We don't get how much money do you how much what was your average?
I don't know, taking it, or I took it from the store, I'm like 8. Wait.
You're like 2 stars, maybe.
I'm like 7 or 75.
Oh, so you didn't take it?
No, I would take it for like actual debt.
What they're gonna try to do is screw you over with like questions.
I'll do it again.
They're gonna put a lot of filler.
I really need a 3rd or 4th class, that's what they're calling it.
Okay, I don't know if I can find the page.
I think my college I really want to go to is
Wait, where?
I don't know.
What's it called?
No, Columbia is the one that has higher schools. I don't remember which one it was.
Okay, I can't find the page, so I'll just come around and help y'all on the ones you need help with.
English is tanking me down.
No, but I feel like you can remember one.
Any of those you want me to go over with you? I can't find them on that one, so.
The first one.
Well, you need your page up. Did you lost those 2 points?
No. I didn't understand what question wanted, so.
Well, I made a circle with that at the center and that point on the circle. I'm Pythagorean theorem, and I found the radius. You know, what a circle is by definition is the radius is the distance from the center to all the points on the circle.
Yeah.
All the other ones.
The first one's I thought the first one was really simple because it's a circle. They're all equal distance in the center.
Yeah, but you have to like read all the equations.
Yeah. But if you read all the choices, you're like, oh, okay. Neat.
What about the top right one? Y'all didn't know the equation of a circle earlier this year.
Well, this one's kinda like.
What was the?
It was 2 rotations that had.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not plus, it's minus, it's more.
Whenever it's minus, it's like this weird one, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
talking
what
about.
physics rotation is always like.
Yeah, plus it's going to the right.
No.
But this one's opposite. Because we can do this there.
You go to right?
That's crazy.
You should become like one of those people that like see I guess.
So the center goes from 0, 1
Which stocks? Stocks.
I think you should just go over these. If you want to be a fortune teller, you just have to be really vague.
Imagine you're like really vague, but then everything goes.
Do you have your rough draft?
I have 2 opinions.
I don't know.
That's it?
Like 8 of the ones that I'm.
You need
I have
One of them is an entire page. I don't need.
I have 4.
I just
Why? How much do you need?
I have one of my vignettes is like a full page.
One of mine, my first.
I don't have mine printed out.
Thanks God I'm not enough like over there with this block.
That's a good amount of.
This is how much writing we did in a whole year of normal.
Oh, I should probably worry about that. Oh.
So honestly though, like if it's like when it's double spaced, it does not feel long. It's MLA format, it's still really long. Like this is 4 pages, this did not feel like I was pumping money. I think I wrote this in like a total of 2 hours.
Okay, let me show you all the writing I have. It's actually a surprising amount for being like just one story. See, we've got the beginning of
MLA format.
Oh yeah, but I've got here. This is just one of my vignettes. It's the only one that I've actually fully written. It's like a whole page of writing.
I used to hate writing, but now I like love it.
What's MLA formatting? Times New Roman, 12.5.
12 double spaced, and then you have to put your last name with page numbers, the title, center align.
I've got all my headings. All of them. Okay, so this is 1.5.
What's that?
We also have the MLA format, our non-traditional thing, which I can work
Are you sure? Why do they care so much about that?
So you'll be ready for college?
Do I really have to format?
I think you have to do a different format once you get to
Yes,
college.
it is a different format.
Then why do we do that?
It's called like, I don't know, it's different for each college, I think, so they use different formats. It's like,
Oh, well now I have three pages, and one of them, like 2 of those pages are solidly just one vignette, it's the faceless one. So like, I think I could make this project into a book if I wanted to, just based on that one vignette.
Literally.
no, but an app like you have to, Mark, an app like you can write your essays here, right?
I'm not an outline. I'm a normal.
My handwriting.
My handwriting is terrible.
No, I feel bad for the rest of the grade. Cause what? I mean, it's still legible.
They're just gonna see that and go like 0.
No,
I'm not gonna read
it's
this.
still legible. They're just gonna have a little. It's a hard time.
Is that 4? Third? 4.
That's why grammar doesn't really matter on 2 rotations.
4 score 7 years ago.
Things doesn't matter. Things about grammar doesn't matter, because then I would gotta put a 0 mechanical.
X minus whatever the X value is. Y
For
minus.
spelling.
No punching happened. It's just the way it is.
I spelled that elements wrong.
And then I just spell random words wrong.
So I have a bunch of vignettes that I know what I'm going to write, but haven't written yet, right? Because I've got like the beginning, which is my introduction to D&D, right? Which is I'm gonna write about how my parents played D&D and what it means to be a
Do
surgeon.
you know how many people have to evaluate this?
I think it's just our kid. It might be 4. I think it's like 3 or 4 people. And then the second one is The Gifted, which is just me being
You gotta read the other classes, but none of them.
Oh god, Ben, look, here's how much I've done on our biography of the president.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't care.
We have till Friday, I think.
Okay. And then we've got The First, which is going to be writing about my experience doing the first ever musical I was in, which was in middle school. Then The Camp, which is going to be what? Yeah.
I was in the musical, yeah.
I was a narrator.
And that was the D.
Oh my gosh, guess what I found? Guess what I found in the April student of the 170 UN countries? I don't think you'll be able to get this one. All 193 UN capitals. Let's see how many I can do.
Then we've got the camp, which is summer camp I went to last year.
Let's see, I'm curious how much I can do. Let's see how much I can do.
Then the competition, which is my first data forensics competition. Then the faceless one, which is 2 pages of me writing a story I wrote for Then we have the faceless one, which the first paragraph is like real stuff that's like, I wrote a villain, and he was about how I was sad, because I felt like he was driven myself. And then I was like, here's the story that I wrote. So now, I got the faceless. And then we've got the Shattering, which is going to be about a fight I had.
Who do you use this?
No one.
Oh. I thought it was a fight.
It's got like a 3-second flag.
And then the real is going to be about something about me, like
Okay.
and then New Beginning. When I started actually caring about
They were now.
but that's kind of a lie because I never did.
The gym over grades.
So like,
Yes, work out.
I do need that. But I don't have time if I want to be able to work on the end. I could, while I'm doing the squats, I'm also reciting strength.
That's what I did this whole year. I went to the gym and I plugged in my headphones and I had to listen to like 80 camera view.
I'm doing each teacher.
That was my only off.
That's what you do.
I'm doing squats. No, but I mean, I've heard that. When it's so, it's with sadness and they came and by their it's like poetry while I'm doing squats.
It's like more flat.
Why is your phone so freaking slow? It looks important. Pull-ups are this, chin-ups are this.
You should know this is essential to your
Instead of having a protein shake this morning,
Yeah. I guess it's just kind of like seeing the teacher.
it would be great. I never really should be able to. At least when we agree with this man doing
And then it's like,
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm doing push-ups. Everyone's laughing while I'm in pain.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Push-ups are main. Okay, look. Push-ups, right? They suck.
I hate doing push-ups. Number one.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole point.
That's all of it. Still, I'm going to do them and also the day after.
Like, I can do push-ups if my hand is really low, because, I don't know, I just cannot place pressure on my hands for a long time. Like, I can do like probably like 30 push-ups, 40 if I try really hard, but...
But were they not like jumping? Did you not use that in my back, you know?
We're gonna like
What are you not like?
Look at this.
Why are you using that? Why didn't you actually try it?
I want to go to Fun Buddy. That sounds like very fun.
Is that what you ever do? Lessons?
It's different.
Oh, that's Oh, I really know this one too. Go play.
Well, because like
I heard
we have this first time this year, first word like that. And so
You're kidding. Okay, I know this one.
with this and not.
I don't know what's
Yeah, like where do you want the failure to be?
Whereas like it's just
Okay.
geometry.
Oh, wait.
Alright.
Never did.
I would have that so bad.
I wake up and I had to bust out.
It's
So,
My mom was thinking for like a year. It was kind of random.